The stars were calm that night, stretching across the blackness of space like scattered diamonds. On the bridge of the alien ship, sensors blinked and hummed quietly. Captain Ralcor leaned forward, his many eyes fixed on the holographic map before him. Somewhere far from their homeworld, a small blue planet glimmered. The sensors had found it by accident, a tiny that none had noticed before. "Captain," said a young officer, voice trembling with curiosity and fear, "the energy readings from that planet are unusual." Ralcor's antenna twitched. "Unusual," he repeated, his voice low but sharp. "Explain." The officer adjusted the display. "The planet has rapid energy spikes. Its technology is growing, faster than any world we have recorded. It is alive in ways we did not expect." Ralcor's eyes narrowed. He studied the glowing blue planet. He could feel a strange pull toward it, a sense of both danger and opportunity. "We should observe it closely," he said finally. "We must know if it is a threat, or a chance for new contact." In the alien council chamber, the decision was not simple. The elders argued quietly, their voices like low whines through a canyon. Some wanted to approach and greet the planet's inhabitants peacefully. Others warned that this small world could be hiding terrible power. "We cannot underestimate it," said one elder. "If it is strong, we will face it unprepared. And if it is weak, it may still destroy what we leave behind." Ralcor watched the debates silently, sensing tension ripple through the room. The fleet was ready to move, massive ships gliding in space like black mountains. Sensors constantly scanned the blue planet. And while the council argued, the planet continued, unaware. On Earth, humans lived their ordinary lives. Children played under the sun, cars rushed along highways, and lights flickered in towering cities. No one looked up at the stars with concern. No one suspected the eyes of a distant galaxy were turning toward them. Back on the alien ship, Ralcor leaned over the console. He watched small signs of human activity, bursts of energy, signals being sent and received. The humans were primitive, yes, but there was something in their movements, a spark, a rhythm, an intelligence that startled the crew. "They are thinking," muttered a senior officer. "They are not like other worlds we have seen." Ralcor nodded slowly. "They are young, but dangerous. Keep all channels open. Watch them, and do not approach too quickly. We must be ready for anything." The crew fell silent, each member lost in thought. Outside the ship, the blue planet turned slowly on its axis, clouds swirling over oceans, storms brewing in distant lands. Satellites and antennas sent signals across the world. Humans were unaware that in the vast emptiness above them, eyes were watching. The first contact would be a test, Ralcor decided. He would send a small probe, fast and invisible, to see how the humans responded. If they ignored it, perhaps they were not ready. If they reacted, well, the results could be enlightening. In the control room, lights flickered as calculations ran. The probe would move faster than anything humans could detect. It would pass silently over cities, oceans, forests, and deserts. Every move would be recorded, every reaction noted. The humans would not know it had arrived. And yet, the crew felt tension, as if the air itself had changed. "Do you think they will resist?" asked a junior officer quietly, almost to himself. Ralcor stared at the blue planet. "They will. Every species resists when it fears the unknown. But what we learn will tell us who we are dealing with, and what we must prepare for." Meanwhile, the probe slipped into the atmosphere of Earth. It was small, invisible, and fast. It moved over crowded cities, deserts, and oceans. Cameras and sensors recorded every movement, every flicker of human activity. On the streets below, people continued their lives, completely unaware. The first reaction came quietly. A radar station in a remote desert detected a strange signal, just a blip at first. Operators frowned, trying to understand. The signal vanished before they could track it fully. "Must be interference," one said, shrugging. But it was not interference. The probe had passed, leaving a trace of information behind. The humans had felt it, in a small way, and some instinct deep inside them had stirred. Something told them they were being watched, but no one knew by whom or why. Back on the alien ship, Ralcor observed. "They are curious," he said. "And cautious. Good. We will learn much from them." The crew watched Earth spin below them, oceans glittering, forests deep green, cities alive with light. A sense of awe passed through the bridge. They had seen many worlds, many civilizations, but something about this one was different. Alive. Vibrant. Unpredictable. Ralcor straightened in his seat. "Prepare the fleet," he said. "We move closer. But quietly. We must not alarm them yet. Let them live their lives for a while longer, until the time comes for first contact." The stars outside seemed to shimmer as if in agreement. Somewhere in the galaxy, a small blue planet had captured the attention of a mighty species. And Earth, unaware, continued its quiet, ordinary existence. But soon, ordinary would end. The probe had returned to the alien ship, its data streaming across glowing screens. Captain Ralcor and his officers leaned over the console, eyes scanning every detail. The humans were strange. They moved quickly, made decisions fast, and yet seemed unprepared for what was coming. Ralcor tapped his claws on the console. "They are aware, in small ways," he said. "But they do not understand. Not yet." The Council had decided it was time for first contact. A small fleet would approach Earth's orbit, enough to be seen, but not enough to destroy. Peaceful messages would be sent. The aliens were curious, but they were cautious. They could sense a hidden strength in humans, something unpredictable, something dangerous. Meanwhile, on Earth, people continued their daily routines. In a busy city, a young woman looked up at the sky, noticing a strange glimmer she could not explain. In a remote desert, a scientist squinted at his telescope, thinking he saw movement. But these were only small hints, and no one truly understood what was happening. The alien fleet moved silently, a shadow across the stars. They entered Earth's orbit, sensors scanning, ships ready for any threat. The first message was sent, a simple symbol, a language they hoped humans could interpret. Back on Earth, the message was detected by satellites. It appeared as strange patterns of light and sound, moving in ways humans had never seen. Military analysts gathered, puzzled and alarmed. "Is this a new signal?" one officer asked. The others nodded, eyes wide. Something was coming. On the alien ships, Ralcor watched carefully. "They are cautious," he said. "Good. We will give them time. Let them react, and we will see how strong they truly are." Humans did react, but not as the aliens expected. Instead of fear, there was curiosity. Scientists studied the signal, trying to understand it. Engineers built receivers, tracking the patterns, decoding parts of it. And somewhere, deep within the military, there was a small voice of warning. This could be dangerous. We must be ready. Ralcor's officers were surprised. Humans were fast learners. They adapted quickly. Some of the younger crew whispered nervously. "They are primitive," one said. "But they think fast. We did not expect this." Days passed. The aliens waited, watching. Small human spacecraft and satellites moved toward their orbit, cautious but unafraid. Ralcor's sensors detected energy readings. Humans were preparing, quietly, for something. "They are ready," said a senior officer. "Perhaps too ready." Ralcor nodded. "Yes. There is intelligence here. Cunning, unpredictable. Keep the fleet alert. Do not provoke them. Let us see how they react to our presence." The humans finally sent a response. Simple, yes, but clear. They were aware of the aliens, and they would not surrender. They broadcast a signal, showing their presence. Ralcor watched as the humans communicated across space, daring and bold. A quiet murmur ran through the alien bridge. "They are challenging us," said one officer. Ralcor's antenna twitched. Not challenging, he corrected. Testing. They are testing us, and we must respond carefully. Underestimate them, and we will regret it. Tension grew as both sides prepared. The humans had not attacked, but they were alert, moving with intelligence and speed. The aliens realized something important. Earth was not just another planet. It was a place of unknown potential, and its inhabitants were far more capable than they had thought. Ralcor stared at the planet below, oceans sparkling, cities glowing at night. Storms moved across deserts and mountains, and people went about their lives, unaware that the galaxy was now watching them. Soon, he said quietly, they will understand the true scale of the universe. And we will understand them. The fleet remained in orbit, ready but patient. The humans watched the skies with growing unease, feeling a tension they could not explain. Something was out there, something watching, waiting. And though they did not know it yet, their ordinary lives were about to change forever. Ralcor looked at his crew, their faces serious. We observe. We learn. We wait. But we must be ready for anything. Their curiosity is growing, and curiosity can be dangerous. Far below, Earth turned silently on its axis. The first signals had been exchanged. The game had begun. And though no one could see it, a silent tension stretched across the planet, across the oceans, across the cities, and into the hearts of every human. Something was coming. Something that would test them all. And for the first time, humans and aliens both began to sense it. The universe was not calm, and Earth was no longer alone. The alien fleet had stayed in orbit for days, observing humans quietly. Captain Ralcor paced the bridge, his many eyes scanning the holographic screens. The humans were curious, cautious, and fast learners. But Ralcor wanted to see their true capabilities. We will test them, he said. We must know what they can do before we make contact or leave. A small, sleek alien probe was prepared. Unlike the first, this one was not invisible. It would enter Earth's atmosphere and perform a simple task: collect data, test defenses, and retreat. The aliens expected humans to panic. They expected fear. But humans did not behave as expected. The probe descended silently over the oceans and cities. On the streets below, radar operators noticed the strange object. Scientists and military analysts tried to track it, confused by its speed and unusual shape. Suddenly, small defense satellites engaged. Lasers flashed in the sky. The probe, advanced as it was, tried to escape. But humans were fast, clever, and surprisingly coordinated. Back on the alien ship, alarms blared. Ralcor's eyes widened. They are responding, and effectively, he muttered. This is unusual. The probe struggled but eventually transmitted all its data back to the fleet. Humans had detected it, tracked it, and even damaged some of its systems. The aliens had underestimated Earth. Ralcor's officers whispered among themselves. They are primitive, but they fight smart. We did not expect this. Ralcor stood silently, absorbing the information. Humans had no massive fleets, no advanced warships like theirs. And yet, they had reacted with intelligence, coordination, and courage. They were unpredictable. Dangerous. They adapt quickly, said one officer. They learn from every move. Ralcor nodded slowly. Yes. This is why they are interesting. We cannot attack them blindly. We must watch and learn. Meanwhile, on Earth, the humans celebrated their small victory. Engineers repaired satellites, and scientists studied the alien probe's recordings. The military planned quietly, realizing that their planet was now being watched. And though no one fully understood the alien technology, humans felt a strange sense of pride. They had defended their home, even without knowing who or what was watching them. Back in space, the alien fleet analyzed the humans' actions. Every detail was recorded. Every reaction was studied. The aliens realized something important. Earth was not a weak planet. Its inhabitants were clever, quick, and resourceful. Ralcor's antenna twitched as he studied the planet below. They are not ready to fight us fully, he said, but they are not weak either. This is a species that can survive. The officers murmured in agreement. We have seen many worlds, one said. But few react like this. They are remarkable. Ralcor leaned back. We must proceed carefully. Observe more, learn more, and wait. This is not just a test. This is a warning to ourselves. The humans, still unaware of the full scale of the alien fleet above, continued their lives with growing alertness. Their defenses were small, but their minds were sharp. And though they did not know it yet, they had shown the galaxy that Earth was not a planet to be underestimated. The probe, repaired and returned to the fleet, became a symbol. It showed the aliens that humans could act decisively under pressure. Ralcor could feel a new respect forming within his crew. Humans were clever, fast, and unpredictable. Prepare for further observation, Ralcor ordered. We must see more. We must understand the limits of their abilities, and their courage. Outside, Earth continued to turn. Cities gleamed under the sun, oceans shimmered, and storms moved across continents. Humans moved quickly, oblivious to the eyes that watched them from space. Yet they had proven themselves capable, and the galaxy was beginning to take notice. Ralcor looked at the planet one last time before leaving the bridge. This is only the beginning, he said quietly. Soon, they will know, and so will we. And deep below, on Earth, humans had no idea that their small, clever actions had already begun to change the course of the galaxy. The alien fleet hovered silently in orbit, expecting Earth to be primitive and weak. Captain Ralcor had watched the humans closely. Their response to the probe had been unexpected, fast, clever, and coordinated. It had surprised even the most experienced officers on the bridge. Prepare for Phase 2, Ralcor ordered. We will observe them further, but cautiously. Meanwhile, on Earth, the humans had been quietly preparing something the aliens could not have imagined. Hidden deep in orbit, beyond the gaze of alien sensors, a massive ship waited. It was called the Stealth Dreadnought, a technological marvel built in secret over decades. Its black hull absorbed light, its engines were nearly silent, and its weapons could destroy entire fleets if unleashed. In the command room, Admiral Clark watched the holographic map of the alien fleet. They think we are weak, he said to his officers. They don't know what we are capable of. And they will learn, soon. The aliens made their next move. Small ships moved closer to Earth, testing defenses, scanning cities, and watching military bases. But they did not know that humans had anticipated this. Satellites, sensors, and hidden space stations tracked every alien movement. The humans were ready. Then, without warning, the Stealth Dreadnought activated. Its engines glowed briefly, then disappeared into shadows. It struck silently, moving faster than any alien ship could detect. Within moments, alien scouts were destroyed before they could even report back. On the alien flagship, alarms blared. What is happening? Cried one officer. Our ships are disappearing. Ralcor's eyes widened. Impossible, he muttered. They have hidden weapons. How? The humans were not attacking blindly. The dreadnought moved with precision, targeting only the probes and scout ships. Entire alien squadrons were damaged before the fleet could respond. The aliens were shocked. No one had prepared them for this. In orbit above Earth, satellites transmitted every moment of the battle to the planet below. People watched in awe as the human stealth ship struck and vanished like a shadow. Scientists and engineers whispered, realizing that humanity had hidden power no one had expected. Ralcor called an emergency council. This species, they are more dangerous than we thought. They hide power, they think strategically, and they adapt faster than we can respond. We must retreat, or we risk losing the fleet. Some officers argued. We cannot let them escape. They are primitive. Ralcor's antenna twitched. Primitive? No, They are clever, patient, and deadly. We underestimated them. We will survive by withdrawing, for now. The aliens retreated slightly, regrouping in the safety of space. But the humans did not pursue recklessly. They had shown their strength, but they also knew the importance of patience and strategy. The stealth dreadnought had proven that Earth was not a target to be toyed with. Across the galaxy, the first whispers began. Messages reached distant civilizations. There is a species on a small blue planet, one transmission said. They are strong, clever, and dangerous. They should not be underestimated. Ralcor watched the humans below one last time before disengaging. We have learned something important, he said quietly. This world, this species, they are not just another planet. They are a force to be respected. And we must be careful. Very careful. On Earth, life continued, but the humans knew the galaxy had changed. They had revealed a small piece of their hidden power, and the aliens had taken notice. From this day forward, Earth would never be ignored. And somewhere in the stars, the seeds of fear, respect, and curiosity were planted. A small planet had shown that intelligence, strategy, and courage could stand against even the most advanced forces in the galaxy. Ralcor looked at his crew, eyes filled with a mix of caution and admiration. This is only the beginning, he said. And soon, we will see what they are truly capable of. The news of Earth's hidden power spread quickly across the galaxy, faster than any message the aliens had intended. Reports from scouts, satellites, and intercepted communications told distant worlds that a small blue planet had just revealed a ship capable of destroying entire fleets in moments. Captain Ralcor watched the data with a mixture of frustration and awe. They are remarkable, he said quietly to his officers. They have made themselves known to the galaxy without even trying. Every civilization will now watch them closely. Back on Earth, humans had begun to feel a subtle shift. Satellites detected strange signals from beyond the solar system. Scientists studied them carefully, deciphering patterns that suggested other races were observing. Governments held emergency meetings, discussing possibilities, strategies, and risks. Meanwhile, alien races across the galaxy were talking. In distant systems, council chambers filled with debates. Some laughed at the news, thinking it impossible that such a small world could wield so much power. Others watched in fear, realizing that Earth had proven its strength. We must consider them carefully, one elder said. They are young, but deadly. If we ignore them, it could be our mistake. Captain Ralcor convened a meeting with other fleets. This species, he said, pointing to the blue planet, is not what we expected. They are intelligent, strategic, and unpredictable. They hide power in ways we have never seen. Any attempt to dominate them will be difficult. We must respect them, or we will pay the price. On Earth, humans had begun to adapt. Engineers and scientists worked tirelessly, learning from the alien probe data, improving technology, and preparing defenses for threats they had only just begun to understand. The military trained in new ways, preparing for possible encounters. There was tension, but also a quiet confidence. Humans now knew that their small planet could stand against much larger forces. The first rumors of humans' abilities reached other alien species through scouts and communications. There is a planet where the inhabitants act faster than expected, one transmission said. They strike with precision. They think like predators. Caution is required. Some civilizations approached cautiously, sending emissaries to observe Earth from afar. Others debated whether to form alliances or avoid the planet entirely. Humans had become a new factor in galactic politics, even without knowing it. Ralcor remained in orbit, watching the humans carefully. They have proven themselves, he said, but they are still young. They are clever, yes, but we will see how they react under pressure. Every action we take now must be measured, or we risk war we cannot control. For the first time, Earth had a reputation beyond its own skies. Aliens feared it, respected it, and watched it. Messages were exchanged cautiously, fleets adjusted their routes, and distant worlds whispered about the small planet that had revealed power beyond its size. On Earth, life continued outwardly normal. Children played, cities bustled, and oceans glimmered under the sun. But behind the scenes, humans knew that the galaxy had changed. Their actions with the stealth dreadnought had made them visible. Their ingenuity and courage had earned attention. The galaxy now waited to see what humanity would do next. Ralcor's fleet retreated slightly to observe without interference, but the message was clear: Earth was no longer insignificant. Humans had announced themselves, quietly but unmistakably, as a rising force. And somewhere, across the vast stars, whispers grew louder. They are clever. They are fast. They are dangerous. We must watch them. For the first time, humans were no longer alone. The galaxy had taken notice. The alien fleets had retreated, but they were not defeated. Captain Ralcor studied the reports from the scouts carefully. The humans had a hidden ship, a stealth dreadnought, and they had struck with precision. It had shocked even the most experienced officers. "We underestimated them," Ralcor admitted quietly. "We cannot attack lightly. But we cannot ignore them either. Prepare the fleet. We launch a full counterattack." Across the galaxy, news of the humans' hidden power had spread. Allies of the aliens hesitated, unsure whether to join the attack or hold back. Some feared humans, others wanted to see if they could be controlled. But Ralcor had made his decision. The humans must be tested, and if necessary, destroyed. Back on Earth, the humans were aware of the alien fleet's movements. Sensors detected unusual signals in orbit, fleets gathering beyond the outer planets. Admiral Clark studied the maps carefully. "They are coming," he said. "Prepare all defenses. This is the moment we have been training for." In orbit, the first wave of alien ships arrived. Thousands of sleek, dark vessels glimmered in the cold light of the sun. They moved in formation, scanning for human positions. But humans had prepared traps, decoys, and hidden weapons. Satellites and stealth ships activated, confusing the alien sensors. Ralcor's fleet advanced cautiously. "They are stronger than expected," one officer warned. "They are not just defending, they are planning." The humans struck first. The stealth dreadnought emerged silently from shadow, firing weapons with deadly precision. Alien ships were destroyed before they could respond. Humans had anticipated the attack, guiding missiles and energy weapons to hit the alien formations at exactly the right moment. The battle raged across orbit and near the moons. Explosions lit the darkness of space, and ships from both sides maneuvered desperately. Humans, though outnumbered, moved with intelligence and coordination. Every attack was calculated, every counter measured. Ralcor barked orders. "Concentrate fire. Overwhelm them." But the humans adapted quickly. They had learned from the first tests, from every probe, and from every observation. Nothing was random. Every movement was designed to confuse and destroy the enemy. The alien fleets began to falter. Ships that should have dominated space were being destroyed or forced to retreat. Ralcor's officers panicked, unable to comprehend how a primitive species could fight so strategically. "They are learning," one whispered. "They predict our moves before we make them." Ralcor's antenna twitched in frustration. "Yes. They are clever, fast, and relentless. Retreat if necessary. We cannot lose the fleet here." The aliens began to withdraw, but the humans pursued cautiously, using decoys and stealth tactics to keep the pressure on without exposing themselves fully. The stealth dreadnought struck from multiple angles, forcing the aliens to rethink their strategy. Across the galaxy, observers watched in shock. "This species, they are unstoppable when organized," one alien council member said. "We cannot ignore them. They will not remain small for long." Back on Earth, humans knew the battle was not over. They repaired ships, repositioned defenses, and trained crews for the next wave. But they had proven a point: Earth could defend itself, even against overwhelming odds. The aliens had learned that humans were not to be taken lightly. Ralcor watched the retreating fleets. "They are stronger than we imagined," he said. "We must be careful. This species, they are dangerous. And we have only just begun to understand them." In the darkness of space, the humans' victory was clear. They had survived the first true test of their defenses, outsmarted a superior fleet, and forced the galaxy to reconsider their place in it. And somewhere deep in the stars, whispers spread. "The humans are clever. They are dangerous. Do not underestimate them." The battle was over for now, but the war, or at least the struggle for respect, was only beginning. The battle was over, and silence returned to space. Captain Ralcor hovered above the reports, his many eyes scanning the data one last time. The alien fleet had retreated, battered and humiliated, forced to recognize a truth they had never expected: humanity was not weak. On Earth, people had begun to emerge from their shelters and command centers, looking up at the stars with a mixture of relief and awe. They had survived. They had defended their planet against a far stronger enemy. And for the first time, they understood something powerful. The galaxy now watched them. Admiral Clark looked at the glowing holographic map of the battle. Cities, satellites, and orbital stations had survived. The stealth dreadnought, hidden in the shadows, had struck with precision and disappeared without being seen. Clark's officers whispered in admiration. "They underestimated us," one said. "Yes," Clark replied quietly. "And they will never make that mistake again." Across the galaxy, alien races adjusted their strategies. Messages were sent cautiously, fleets rerouted, and distant councils debated whether to approach humanity or stay away. Earth had earned a reputation, one of respect, caution, and fear. Ralcor, back on his flagship, gathered his officers. "This species has proven itself," he said. "They are clever, strategic, and bold. Any future conflict will be difficult. We must respect them. They are no longer just a planet to observe. They are a power in the galaxy." Humans, unaware of all the whispers across the stars, had only begun to realize their place in the universe. Scientists studied alien data captured during the battle. Engineers repaired and upgraded ships. Leaders discussed how to handle future encounters. Humanity had survived its first real test, and it had passed brilliantly. Yet, even in victory, the humans knew the galaxy was vast and full of unknown dangers. They could not rest. But they had shown that courage, intelligence, and strategy could protect them. And perhaps in time, it could even allow them to rise as a true force among the stars. Ralcor watched the small blue planet one last time before disengaging his fleet. "Remember this," he told his officers. "We have seen their strength, but we have also seen their potential. One day, they may change the balance of power in the galaxy. And when that day comes, we must be ready." On Earth, children played under the sun, unaware of the battles fought in the darkness above. Cities buzzed with life, oceans shimmered, and life continued as it always had. Yet, humanity had changed. They had glimpsed their own potential, and the galaxy had glimpsed it too. From distant stars, messages traveled quietly. Earth is strong. Earth is clever. Earth must be respected. And somewhere in the cosmos, a silent thought lingered, unspoken but understood: this was only the beginning. Humanity had survived its first trial, but the universe was vast, mysterious, and waiting. The small blue planet, once unnoticed, had now earned its place among the stars. And the galaxy would never forget it.